Uh, Hello, and this time we are going to introduce a very new concept, then also very important for to comparing to C++ to other language like Java. Actually, Java doesn't exist the pointer, but C++, I mean C, they has a pointer. But this is a very important of technique in the C++. It should be very the pointer is very powerful, but same time it is if you didn't use it very well, it should be very dangerous. I mean, this is very important knowledge using the C++, and then it's most people they will be make a mistake, and then sometimes it's take some risk. I mean, for the quality of the programming. So as you said, it is powerful. That it is difficult to master, difficult to learn, and then it simulate bypass reference, as we talked about before in venue function. We also talked about the reference. That's very close relationship with the pointer. Now it's time to open this details how the pointer is working. Then also this is very important with working with array and the string, because all the time and then it's they has a close relationship. Whatever the pointer and the strings actually is one kind of pointer, and then the pointer as like the pointer actually pointed the first element for the array, and then because the strings also is the array, then that's the same idea when you're using. So pointer actually they has a grammar. If you using this grammar, just like before that you have to, just like any variable can be defined as a pointer. So this pointer can be has a specific type, for example char, float, or integer, because the pointer should be point some kind of value information then represented. Usually we will be, must be used asterisk to represent the pointer. So it is a definition as a grammar. So and then and then pointer also can be if you didn't initialize, they will be initialized as a null or zero by default. And here's example. And then in turn the pointer they has an address. The address using the symbol. I mean, it is integer. For example, here's integer y equal to 5. Then you also defined another pointer that actually the pointer actually points not value, actually pointed the variable of address. So that's a kind of usage of the when you're using pointer. So pointer actually is not pointed to not represent value itself, actually represent the address. For example, here's a file. So file y has a value of the file. Then the value should be located somewhere else in the memory. So that's a position being called the pointer. So it means the position itself should be has a own position. Position should be has own located position in the memory. So there is two things. For example, there is address. 600. The number actually is the address of the y of the element. And then you also can assign the value, for example y ptr equal to 9, so it means the address of the pointer, they get this 9 of the value. This also can, for example, right here we are trying to expose the usage of the pointer, so we start from the show up one example. For example, they defined one integer, then also defined another pointer. Now we a is equal to 7, then this pointer pointer to the value of a, so a address pointed to the pointer. Now we're trying to use different way to print out what's using different way to print out the value. So it is if this is a address of a, and a ptr should be same because they actually this pointer, so this should be some kind of random number, we will see later, but it should be it should be print out exactly same same value. And then a is actually is print out 7, but this is if is before the pointer using the asterisk, it means the pointer to value itself, though it means this is also 7. Then if using the pointer and before the pointer using the asterisk, this is address, then using the address, it means they pointed itself. Or maybe you can use of a pointer of address of the pointer, they will be reference of yourself, so it should be same address. Now let's see the result. So it means just this address, so this kind of a little bit I mean long of the size of the value, but usually it is the same, so it is meaningful. This is value as we expected. Then also this is same address we used before then defined. So if you put together address and the scared asterisk, also same as using the asterisk between the symbol with the reference. Now when you're calling the function, actually there is a three kind of way to pass in the variable. One is a pass by value, another pass by value with reference argument, and the pass by reference with the pointer argument. Let's see the example. Okay, let's see the example. So first of all, we using the pass by value. I mean, there is give the, they trying to find the cube of the value. So how much volume of the cube. So the parameter is integer. Then number is equal to 5, and then they trying to print out the number first. This should be must be 5. Then when you call it the number 5, they will be so when we use this send it to number, so they just send it to copy of the value. This is being called the pass of the value. Now we want to say how the function is look like, and then this is send it to n. Then n is actually multiply, it's a cube, it means the 3 height, width, and high widths and high width length is same because of cube, so just multiply, then they will be get the value. So this is being called pass by value. Now we want to use another way using the pointer. What we will be use pointers actually just same like the same logic, but we just trying to complete a different way. Now we give the same number. Now we send it not number, not passing the value. We just give this the address. So it is actually the address is actually pointer. So what they what they have doing. Let's say the what's inside of the look like the function. So actually they send it the pointer. So the pointer of the pointer, it means the value, then multiply the pointer of the pointer, then multiply pointer of the pointer. So it should be get the value of the pointer, but actually finally they pointed the pointer. So it means actually it's not the sended value, copy of the value, actually it's pointed itself. So it is a just like the reference type. So it's not the copy. It's not the same as bypass value. I mean, in order to compare the two situation, now we're trying to analyze what happened exactly when we calling the when we using the two different way. For example, in the bypass value, for example, in this first case, and the first step is numbers file, and then this is the first step. Then when you call it, and then second step, and then what I'm saying is in the first step, the scope. I mean, this is a n is local variable. They usually is undefined, right? So when you second step, it means when they call it the function, actually they send it a copy of the file. So at that times n is file. So there's third step, and then a third step at that time is main is file, still is file, but inside this n multiply file, at this process n still is file, but when they returned it, and then this times the number still is file, but this is a because this value should be what does means at the moment. I mean, this n is 5, but the result is 125. Before then assigned to number, it's not the same. It means whenever they changed, it's still it doesn't change. It's the number itself. So it is not the copy. It's kind of copy of the number, So of course, same time this already been undefined. It means it's out of the scope. So that means this meaningless here. But and finally they assign to 125 to number. It means they already changed it, replaced the number of the value. Now, so that's being called value pass by value. And when they compare to pass by references, at the first this is also file, and this pointer also undefined. Then with second step they send it this file in this value. At that time it's just like directly reference this number. I mean the variable of number when they send it the address. So it means this is exactly they pointed itself. I mean this means actually the age of the pointer of the value. So how they doing is actually when they copy, I mean multiply each other, then assign this value, actually they directly changed the outside of the function. So what that means is actually it's not a copy of the value itself, actually directly manipulate the variable itself. So it is only difference first bypass value and bypass reference. That's the difference. So one is just send it copy. When you're using the pointer, it's not the copy, it's actually original value itself. So when they change it the value, actually change it directly change it the address of the value. Sometimes we will use the qualifier, the keyword, because because this is a pointer is too flexible, sometimes too dangerous to using it. So in order to make a in order to prevent this mistake, sometimes we will use give the constraint of the pointer if it is read only. So that's also satisfy the satisfy the principle of small access permission principle, least privilege principle. So it is also good to sometimes, if its pointer value is read only, we will be use constant. Let's give the example. Here's the one function, and then the function of the parameter is the pointer. They didn't return nothing here. Then now here's we defined one string, also one, or also called this array of the char. Array of the char. It is a collection of the char. Then trying to first what they just print out. Then trying to using this function convert to uppercase. They change the capitalized H letter to capital letter. So so let's say this details of the function. Okay. What is details? Actually, they send it the pointer itself. So it is actually this one iteration process. We used while, and when they doing the while actually they trying to test. They trying to examine the pointer position is reached the last one of the position. It's come to the end of the end of the character, end of the string, they must be null. This is represent the null, empty. So if it is the pointer, it's not reached the null position, it means it's not empty. So so they will be directly calling is. They trying to check it by the is lower function. Is lower function actually is. They come to CC type this. Library. So that's a function that's a small letter. Then if there is a small letter, then let them call the two uppercase of the function. The function, they will be changed to uppercase. Now the process that just replace this smaller letter to uppercase. Now they do the one kind of movement process. It means the pointer actually added one value +1. So it is when you added 1, it means they move the position from the original position. So usually when you using the pointer, it means whatever the case, the array pointed to first element. It means +1. It means they move the position to not first element, actually move to second element. Actually, what's the first element? It means index of 1. Now they move it index to 2, then keep moving. So as long as they reach the position of the end of the letter, it's empty, then they will be terminated the iteration process. So that's whole process going through. So each of the character been replaced by uppercase. Now what's the main idea? Its main idea is we can do it. We can access the process also without using pointer. Also can possible to accomplish. Now it is another skill to using the character, using them using the pointer. Okay, it is a normal process. Now this is kind of one pointer changes the value of the position. Now we trying to use a different way. When they trying to send it the character, print character, actually they give this pointer of the string, I mean char of the pointer, it means string, or you can say that array of the string. So at the first they give the one line of the statement, print character of string, that's it. Then the first of all then they call it the function. Then what they included, let's say that what does a function look like inside of them. So what they're doing is actually they doing the iteration process with the for. As long as they didn't reach the final position, then they keep moving the each character position. So it means they can directly print out each character itself. Now the thing is, they give the constant before the pointer. How do you think? I mean, the student, think about yourself. How do you think? I will give a 30 second. Why are you doing that? I can tell you now, because this is a pointer. As we told before, pointers very powerful and flexible. If you didn't give this constant, it means inside the pointer, the function, you also can change the pointer of the value. If you're doing that way, if you're doing this, it means that as long as you how many things doing inside the manipulation, the pointer doesn't do any manipulation changing value of the process. If the process, if you and the previous section we changed the each value of the each value of the array, right? If you using the constant, it's not possible to use it. I mean, in this case it's work, but most case doesn't work. I mean, you have to be wisely used it. You more constraint, it should be better to prevent the problem. Now, in order to point out this problem, let's say another example. In this example, they directly give this function f. Before the function they added the constant. It means the pointer never changed. It means the value shouldn't be allowed to change. So what that means is the y is actually they send it the position of the y, but when they come to the inside the function, they trying to change the value, but actually you give this constraint that it's not allowed. That's the reason in the line of 21 they show the exception. I mean, there's a you will be get error in the 21 line. Okay. So that's the reason we will be use constant, trying to give more control of the pointer. Another example here is actually when they using the pointer at the first, assign the x of the value, assign x of the address for the pointer, then they give this pointer at the value to ptr is a pointer of the value. So actually the address is constant but value not, so that's the reason 7. But when they trying to assign again the pointer with another address, it's not allowed because it's you already defined in the line of 12 constant, so it means the pointer I just never change it, so it's not allowed. So it means it should be more controllable. You can control this pointer if you want to just constant position you want to expect it, then that's the way you can use it. Then another example, here's you give this define the two value x and y, then the pointer ptr, give the address of the x, then you also can possible to print out here. Then you're trying to assign to pointer, pointer of the value 7, because the value ptr already is assigned to x, but inside x already have a value, it's not allowed. Even you cannot assign the address also, because it's already have value, because you did the pointer is not allowed to change, so it's read only. You cannot change anything at all. Okay, this is very useful. As long as you get this point, you can easily to understand. As we if you remember, when you learned the array, we already implemented a bubble sort using the not pointer technique. At that time we didn't use anything about pointer, but still we can implement it. Now we have a pointer, we can re-implement again with a different way. How's that ongoing? Let's say the implementation. So actually they defined two function. It's a bubble sort and there's the swap. They give the two prototype. Then let's say the size of the array is 10. Then give this value, already initialized the array. Then trying to give this implementation. They will be send this the array, how they use the function been used with the pointer technique. Now let's say bubble sort. So they send it the A and the array size. A is array, and the array size have to be sent it because because it's not vector. You have to send it, otherwise you need to calculate again. It's not cost efficient, so you have to send it the size same time. Now they use this one loop. Okay, this is a bubble sort. No, it's not the bubble sort. They just print out it, right? Now bubble sort is actually here. Here's bubble sort, send it to array, then also size. So what they're doing is actually start from the 0 to the size of the array. Then k, there's also another k. So it's a two loop. They trying to compare the neighbor of the element. So one is a k, one is a k1 plus 1. So what they doing is, if is current position bigger than next position, they will be exchange the value. But what they doing is actually using the swap. They send it the address of each of them. So let's go forward. Say what's a swap function doing. Okay, what the swap function doing is actually they give the constant value for first one and second one. So both are constant. To array. Then what they're doing is actually they get this value. Then exchange it again, then assign to second one to first one. Then that's it. They just swap the position. So actually this is another way to implementing the bubble sort. So you still remember, or maybe you forget this how to implement it, just go back to another version of the bubble sort implementation. I think it is 1 week before. It means this is a I think 8th week. It means we already introduced this code in the 6th week. Okay, and then there's another function, size of, by the way. The size of we can frequently use all the time. For example, using size of the array, you can count it array of the size. So very efficient, we use all the time. Let's see the example. For example, they define prototype, we will use the size of, right? Now its array is 20. The size of they gave the size of the function, so they will be print out to 20. The get size, what's the get size function look like? Let's see the get size function. What's the get size function? Actually give this pointer, right? I mean, do you remember this is array, and then array just send it itself. It is a pointer, so pointer of the size. What they doing? Actually get size is 4. What's that doing? What is a 4 means? Actually the 4 means the type of the value 4 byte. Yep, okay. Now there is another example using the size of the function. So in order to close look at what's the size of, we trying to expose this by the exercise. I mean, there's a defined different value type: char, string, integer, long, float, double, long, double, and then also array and the pointer of the array. So how they print out? I mean, let's say the size of char, size of long, even size of pointer. Let's see the result. So it means char is 1, size of s is short is 2, integer is 4, long is 4, long should be 8, but double is 8, size of double is 8, but array size is 80, and the pointer is 4. And then here's another things, we also can use expression in the arithmetic in the pointer, so we can add it, we can move the position in the forward and backward. This is very useful sometimes if it is not not read only. Sometimes you can go forward to change, or it's very flexible. Here's a different kind of definition. I mean, there's a you can use pointer to assign value. For example, reference, for example, v is array, you can directly assign to, the pointer to point of the sum of the value. For example, they pointed the second value, they pointed first value, so they can do it this how they the between the size, between the value of the difference, you also can do kind of summation operation. Sometimes array and the pointer can be exchangeable, because some pointers array is using the pointer, so some grammar very familiar, very similar, like accessing the address. For example, address of the b of the 3, it's same as b pointer plus 3, and then it's b3 is b3, it means the value of the b position of 3. Then also you can b plus 3 to you can also do a b ptr, the point element of 3. It's same like accessing the array. This you also use such grammar, or you can say that style also legitimate. Let's see the example. Here's a 4 element in the array, and then this is a b directly can be assigned to pointer, because it is a pointer also. You can say that this is a array. It means they pointed the first element. Then we're trying to access this the array by the index. It's also fine. It's 4 element. Just do the iteration, just print out. It's very simple. Now we can do it another way, to using the pointer. For example, here's they trying to using the pointer, b plus offset. It means they trying to move the position. Then it's when you put it asterisk, it is pointer of the value, then you will be directly access the value in the position. So it is another way. Then there is another way to access in pointer b ptr. It's just like the accessing the array. Then this is a pointer itself. This is a array, but this is pointer itself, also using the offset to move forward the pointer position and forward way to print out. You also can do that backward if you want. Depend on situation. So it is very flexible. I hope you can understand this point. So that's a result. If you have a time to look out, try to expose the details, give more freedom to understand, and more comfortable to use it in the future. And then there's another example. It's a little bit tricky, but I think it's very useful to seeing this example. There's a two array. Char of the array. It means string. One is they give this 10 size of the string without assigned any value here, and second, this pointer string 2 give the value of hello, and third one string 3 is just assigned first, didn't assign any value. The string 4 is group of chars goodbye been assigned to by value. So they directly called it copy 1 function, and then after copy 2 function, then what will be happen? The string 1. String was empty. It's possible to copy it or not. Let's see what's inside of the copy 1. What's a copy 1 is actually it's the first one is empty. Empty char and empty string, which is group of the char, array of the char. Second one is source of the char. What they doing constant. It means not allowed to change. So what they doing here is they doing the iteration process as long as they get the final empty word empty character being reached, then they will be stop it. So if you remember string, they will be using the empty word to stop iteration. So what they're doing is from 0 to the condition when satisfied. So S1 assigned to Si respect position, they directly assigned one to another. So it means the first pointer of the value assigned to second point of the value. I mean, there is array just like that, nothing special. I mean, the second one is using the another way. I mean, using the pointer styles. I mean, pointer of the pointer value. So they assigned it, but this one is a source, so they didn't change. They from the S2 to assign each of the character one by one. So what they get it is actually the string 1 is copy the string 2, and the string 4 copy the string 2 copy the string 3. So actually they copy the string itself. It's a very interesting example, the discovering the pointer functionality and the use case, or say grammar, or you can be called the syntax also. So I think that's last point. Thank you for your attention. Then I hope you have a lot of misconception, maybe confusion might be have, because it's the first time seeing the pointer. Please leave the comment or do the discussion with your classmate. Maybe you can give up more difficult question for me in order to understand more about pointer. Again, please do more practice. Try to increase your confidence. Thank you.